Hello trucker family, this is Kevin with the trucker side. As you well know, our team is always on the trucker side, on your side. We're doing our best here to put our trucking knowledge out here for everybody who's interested in hearing about it. If you like our content, please subscribe to the channel, share it with others that might be interested, give us a like. We're making the video today about what a successful owner-operator or lease-on operator means. There's a big misconception about success in trucking, and we want to address this today, so make sure you follow all the way to the end so you can understand what we're talking about. The first thing you need to understand is the potential that you have as a lease-on operator or an owner-operator, because some people just set the ceiling too high because of their expectations and they end up being disappointed. In order to avoid this, you want to make sure you have good understanding as in how much you can make realistically. Otherwise, you're going to chase your own tail and spin in a circle that you won't be able to get out of. And in order to avoid that, first of all, don't believe all the advertising that you see out there. Advertising, just like anywhere else, is set up for something to look good, for something to lure you in, and that does not guarantee your success. Here's a pro tip that might sound bad, but I don't mean this in a bad way. It is coming from a very good spot. One thing I've seen throughout the years, and you guys want to avoid, a lot of other owner-operators that you talk to are going to tell you about the money they make, and they are going to refer to their best week in months, and they are going to tell you that they make that amount weekly. One thing I found to be useful when it comes to this, if you really have a buddy or a friend that is making that amount of money, ask them to show you documentation. You want to see anywhere between 6 to 8 statements where he has made that amount of money consecutively, because it happens so many times where somebody will run a few loads for like 5 days, for example, then they get a very long load that basically goes over the billing, so now the payment that you get for 1 week is actually not for 7 days, it's for 8, 9, or 10 days. It's going to show a very consistent amount in there, but it is not the weekly amount that you're going to be making. So make sure you understand that. Make sure you take a step back when somebody tells you I'm making $6,000 or $7,000 a week, and make sure you understand that that week was a one-time occurrence. Or if somebody is showing you 8 consecutive weeks where they kept $6,000 or $7,000 after expenses, definitely ask them what they're doing and look into it more. Let me know about it too if you see that. I'm very curious, to be honest. As in what it means to be successful, I think you should look at an average or a good case scenario or a bad case scenario, because these things are going to change with the market conditions, with the fuel prices, and so on and so forth. But to address the financial aspect, a successful owner-operator will make somewhere between $60,000, $70,000 and $90,000 to $100,000 a year. This will average out with time, so some years you might make more, some years you might make less, but this is a realistic amount that you're able to make. A successful owner-operator will have $10,000 to $15,000 in an emergency account, just in case there's bigger breakdowns, bigger problems, or he's just off work for any reason, medical, family, or whatnot. You want to make sure you can still sustain your expenses while you're off. A successful owner-operator will be building equity in the truck. I spoke about this in other videos, and I'm going to talk about it more because it's a very important aspect. The equity you have in the truck is valuable only to you. The fact that you know the truck is running, the truck is in good condition, the truck will not let you down while you're hauling a load, that's something only you know. So if you try to sell it, that value is not going to be recovered. So use that equity smartly. From an operational perspective, an owner-operator will run 10,000 miles or more every month, on and on and on. That's with home time included. So you want to make sure you aim for that amount of miles, because otherwise you're not getting the best out of your truck. A successful owner-operator will have a good preventative maintenance plan, which means you take your truck to the shop every time you go home, and you have no major breakdowns while you're on the road. Having major breakdowns while you're on the road will involve a higher cost for repairs. It's probably going to involve a hotel room. It might involve long waiting times. It might involve late fees for the load that you're under, and so on and so forth. So in order to be successful, you want to minimize those major breakdowns on the road and stay on top of your preventive maintenance game. A successful owner-operator also has a good relationship with his dispatcher. Good communication, good loads, smooth flow. You cannot be successful and make good money with somebody you don't get along with somebody that doesn't know the way you work, the way you run, the way you want to run, the places you want to go, and so on and so forth. Then on a personal end, a successful owner-operator or a lease-on owner-operator will have home time scheduled accordingly to make sure that he balances out the work and personal life. Make sure he's there for his family, or she's there for her family when she needs to be there. And also spends the time on the road. That work-life balance is very important because you cannot have one without the other, so you want to make sure that you entertain them both at the same time. A successful owner-operator will not have any financial stress. You got to be aware of your expenses, you got to be aware of the work you do, and you got to be able to balance this in a good way where it works for you efficiently, where you find the formula that works for you. A successful owner-operator is proud of owning and operating his equipment and does that as a lifestyle. That's an image of you, it's an image of your work, and it goes to show the way you run your business. To sum things up, the difference between success and failure in trucking comes from your expectations and your mindset. You could be doing good, but if you set your expectations too high, it might not seem like you're doing good, so you might be on the right path but be disappointed about it, which is a bad position to be in. So that's why it's very important to understand the potential that you have and work with it accordingly. Being a lease-on operator is not easy money. It is not passive income. It is not like driving a company truck but making more money because you own it. It is a lifestyle. It is a daily commitment. You need to understand the ins and outs, and you need to be on top of your game every single day. Remember, as a lease-on owner-operator, you are running a business. You got to be smart, you got to be cold, you got to keep track of everything you do, and you got to make sure you make educated decisions, smart decisions, because that will put you on the right path to success. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, send us an email. We're always on the trucker side, we're always on your side. We're happy to share our knowledge with you, and we want to see you succeed in your trucking venture. So, thanks for watching this video. Have a good day.